Well, if you're hoping to get disability benefits from Social Security, it could come down to the luck of the draw rather than the health of your body.
Now, the Fox 5 I-Team has found that some Georgia judges who rule on disability claims almost always deny them, while others almost always give the go-ahead. I-Team reporter Randy Travis says no matter which judge hears their case, sick people are waiting a long time to get their benefits in Georgia. Randy?
That's right, Russ and Sine. Georgia has the fourth longest wait time of any state to get before an appeal judge and get a decision. 500 days. Imagine waiting that long for help. Lester Pruyne sure can.
It's hard to go from being a man that can do anything to being a man that has to struggle through getting through it every day.
Walk in this 52-year-old man's shoes and you'll feel the effects of diabetic neuropathy or degenerative disc disease, arthritis, full-blown depression.
My feet, they hurt all the time. They're numb all the time. I don't let nobody touch them.
After years of being able to outplay and outwork anyone, Lester Pruyne says he realized he could no longer work as ground supervisor at Clark Atlanta University, or really anywhere else.
I think it's just not fair to everybody that works all their life and they pay into Social Security, and it's a crapshoot if you're when you might even get it.
A gamble Lester and his wife Leanne had no idea would take so long to win.
Well, to get his $1,129 in monthly benefits from Social Security, Lester first had to send all of his medical records to a disability examiner. 9 months later, denied.
So Lester appealed. 3 months later, another disability examiner handed down the same ruling. Denied. In the meantime, the couple couldn't pay their bills. Leanne pawned her wedding ring.
My wedding ring's gone. That was the hardest thing. The hardest thing.
Empty out the dishwasher.
They appealed a second time. This one would be in front of a Social Security disability judge in downtown Atlanta. It took another 6 months to get on that schedule.
I just thought, man, I hope the judge had a good day, the day before. I just thought of things like that. And then in the back of my mind, I said, yeah, I'm going to get in here and they're just going to turn me down again because they just don't care.
Or turn him down because that's what some judges are most likely to do. We analyzed 6 years worth of Social Security disability appeals in Atlanta. Turns out sometimes the real luck is which judge is assigned to your case. In Georgia, about half of all Social Security disability appeals get approved. But some judges do a lot more. Robert T. Jackson Jr. and Glenn Embry approve 75% of all their cases. Check out Judge Richard McCulley. He approved 78%. You want your disability case in front of him, all right. But others are far more conservative. Dale Glendenning granted only 22%. And if your case lands on Judge Brendan Flanagan's name, look out. In a 5-year period, he only approved 19% of the disability appeals before him.
Unfortunately, it's a process that might just not be fair.
Attorney Thomas O'Brien represents disability clients before many of those judges. He also blogs about the complicated process for sick people to get the benefits they're entitled to. He doesn't think the delays are intentional. Congress, he says, just won't fully fund the appeals system.
I don't think there's an overt attempt to wait people out so that they experience financial or health distress, but I think it is a byproduct of the current state of the system.
It's happening.
It is.
And what do you do about it?
There's not a lot to be done.
None of those judges would talk to us. A spokesperson for Social Security says in the last 5 years, judges have gotten more consistent with their rulings. But even though they plan to hire more judges this year, the wait for an answer is not getting any shorter.
Nothing came today, sweetie.
This is it?
That's it.
Great. Maybe tomorrow.
Lester's case wound up in front of a judge who averages a 41% approval rate.
Thank God we got her, because if we would have got the 19% guy, I mean, we might not have got it, and then we'd still be sitting here trying to figure out how.
Keep that with the hospital bill stuff.
More than 500 days after they first applied for disability benefits, they finally got the answer they needed. Appeal granted.
It was the biggest relief ever. At first I was in shock because I was only in there for 15 minutes and she gave it to me and I was in shock. It was like, wow, it's over.
Sadly, it's not over. Lester was approved for disability in October, but because of a backlog, he still has not received his first check. That meant another very rough Christmas without benefits that he earned, benefits that the system now says he deserved all along. In fact, benefits he was promised and we're all promised if we're too disabled to work.
It is really a shame how long he's had to wait. So 2 different examiners turned Lester down, but it took a judge only 15 minutes to give that approval. Is that typical?
Yeah, it sounds a little suspicious, doesn't it, Russ? As if the first 2 said no, hoping that you just go away, or in some cases pass away, and then the judge finally approves it. I'm told it's not as clear cut as that. The first 2 rounds, no one ever actually sees the person who's saying that they're disabled. They're just looking at paper. It's the judge. That's the first time you get a chance to plead your case in front of a human being. So that's one thing. The second thing is, because it takes so long, there's a lot more paperwork for the judge to look at, a lot more medical records the judge can examine and say, you know what, yeah, you have been disabled for a long time. It'll be easier to approve you there. But it takes so long. And some people think, well, let's just take one of the first 2 rounds out and just go directly to the judge after you're denied the first time. That'll speed things up perhaps, but you need a lot more judges. And right now, they don't have that.
That's a difficult situation. All right, Randy, thanks for bringing our attention to it.
You bet.